Okay, welcome back, guys. So, look, if you wait until September or October to start preparing your shop for Q4 on Etsy, then you are going to be missing out on a lot of Etsy sales. And I say this from experience, 75% of your revenue can literally come in the last 25% of the year. That is how important Q4 can really be on Etsy. And so today I wanted to bring you a full training module completely for free from the Etsy Accelerator community on exactly how to set your shop up for a successful Q4 period on Etsy and to maximize your Q4 sales. I hope you enjoy, guys. Okay, guys, welcome back to the Etsy Accelerator community on School. And in today's training, we are going to be going over how to best prepare your Etsy shop to have the most possible Q4 period that you can possibly imagine. Beyond your wildest dreams, the best Q4 period that you could possibly have. So let's get into it, guys. It's going to be a very important training session today. And now I just want to first start off with just talking through what we're actually going to cover in today's training. Okay. So first and foremost, we're going to talk about why Q4 is going to be so important for you, because spoiler alert, it's going to be very important. We're also going to talk about setting some realistic goals. We'll go over the key dates that we need to consider for Q4. We're going to talk about how best to set your shop up for this Q4 period. So we're going to go over things like, shipping profiles, different sales to run, different marketing strategies, etc. We're also going to talk about your product line and a sufficient listing strategy, not just going into Q4, but also throughout the Q4 period. So obviously your products is what's going to bring you in the money. So again, very important. Going to talk about listing optimization. So how best to actually optimize your listings for the Q4 period, because there is going to be some key differences to get you those extra sales in Q4 that we could do with our listings. Again, all very important. We'll cover Etsy ads and kind of a bit of marketing in general for Q4. And then also something which, look, guys, none of us like doing it necessarily. I know I don't love it, but we're also going to cover a bit of customer service, because again, this, if done wrong, could be quite impactful for you in Q4, okay? If done wrong, but we're going to do it right. So without any further ado, let's get into this one. And I just first want to cover a little bit of statistics, guys, okay? So everybody talks about Q4 all the time, all right? You hear it all the time. Oh, I can't wait for the Q4. I'm going to get the Q4 bounce. Q4's coming. Why is that? Well, it's because, guys, literally look at the stats I'm showing you on screen right here. I know this first one, it's a few years old, but nevertheless, it still stands very true. And as a general rule of thumb, guys, I've been on Etsy for 4 years myself now, and I can tell you every single Q4 it's always the same story. And literally, guys, I've seen it from the clients I worked with last year as well. I have seen it literally sometimes 75% of your sales for the year can come in the last 25% of the year. Okay, and if you just look here from September, October, November, to be fair, not so much September, but certainly from October onwards in this first graph on the left, you just see an incredible spike, like a huge spike, almost doubling in sales volumes, okay? Just going into October, November, December. So that's huge. And if you look at this graph on the right here, so this is Etsy's revenue in total, okay? Obviously, if Etsy's making more money, that means customers are spending more money on Etsy. That means people that are selling products on Etsy are earning more money, me and you. So look at the spikes, and you'll see this is broken into Q2, Q4. Look at every single spike of the Q2 spikes compared to the Q4 spikes. Look at all of the Q4 spikes standing out like a sore thumb. Guys, Q4, huge potential for your shop. If it's the first one that you're going into, you can start to get excited. So let's move on. Now, again, guys, this is some of my personal stats here from last Q4 period. So this is just with my mug print on demand shop, but you can see here, conversion rate. I am proud of the conversion rate throughout the year in general, to be fair, normally around 7%, but you see the jump November, December, specifically November, December, 12.1%. And I actually think December was a little bit higher than that. I don't know why I didn't show you the highest one, but nevertheless, upwards of 10% conversion rates is possible, guys, honestly. And I'd say if your store normally runs around 3% conversion rate, for example, that will probably naturally go up to like a 5 or a 6. So there is huge potential there just because customers that go on Etsy, they want to buy more. So that, of course, in turn is going to lead to a higher conversion rate. Now, I did see a bit of a dip in my conversion rate. Actually, you'll see on the graph here in October last year. that was just because I did something I'm going to talk about later in this training. Essentially, I massively increased ad budget and got lots of external traffic coming in, okay? Naturally, it did lead to more sales in October, but also because I had such a big increase in visits, because of my Q4 preparations, I did see a little drop in conversion rates. That can sometimes be natural. We'll talk about that later on in the training. So again, just to touch on a few of these last points, guys, why Q4 is so important. A fantastic chance for you to improve the sales score of your shop. And this is something that really goes missing a lot. I don't see a lot of people mentioning this, just how important reviews are on Etsy, especially playing into the fact that, you know, if you're a shop that's got thousands of 5-star reviews, Etsy's going to see that, okay? And they're going to rank you higher the following year. So having more sales and more reviews history on your shop is very important. Now, it's also going to be the holiday gifting season, guys. Self-explanatory. Everybody is buying. I'm buying. You're buying. I'll be selling. You'll be selling. Your family will be buying. My family will be buying. Everyone's going to be buying. And also with that, guys, it means that there's huge opportunity for bulk selling as well. So again, this is something we are going to touch on later in the training in much more detail, but bulk selling, say family Christmas t-shirts, for example, okay? Halloween friends t-shirts, okay? Maybe like a partnership, like a duo. I'm trying to think of like a cool Halloween couple outfit that you could do. I don't even know, nothing's coming to me. But yeah, a very cool like Halloween couples outfit potentially, or like 2 Halloween's t-shirts, you know, work related as well. Secret Santa, you know, there's lots of gift opportunities for bulk selling products, like office Christmas party, for example. There's plenty. And just in general, guys, Q4, if it's done right, can just give your shop a huge boost going into the next year, because you're going to gain so much more sales and so much more social proof during the Q4 period. Let's talk about some goals when it comes to Q4, okay? So Q4 can, of course, be amazing, but it's very important, guys, to still be realistic, okay? We're not all expecting to be millionaires here come December, but we will get a bit more money in our pocket. That is almost guaranteed. So, guys, just in general, don't get too carried away with it, okay? I know that's easier said than done. And what I mainly mean by this, and I've seen it with people last year as well, there's a number of different holidays throughout the Q4 period. You've got Halloween, you've got Christmas. Don't always be chasing, okay? So don't start stressing yourself out saying, oh, it's Halloween, I got to, oh, and then I got to quickly jump on to the next trend, and then Hanukkah's coming up, and then Black Friday. Don't stress yourself out, okay? There's a calendar, okay? There's a seasonality calendar in the school community. Take a look at that. It also tells you good dates to start preparing. We'll also cover that into today's training. But yeah, just stay calm during Q4. The wise heads among us, I guess, we've been through it. I've seen a few Q4s now. Stay calm throughout it, because things are going to go wrong as well. But it's important to just kind of enjoy it as much as you can. With that, it's important to still take days off, guys. I am here to look after all of you as much as I am to help you get sales and have this nice community with us. I don't want to see any of you guys getting burnt out. I don't want any of you guys getting stressed, okay? Running a business and having your own online business should be fun. We're privileged to be able to do it in 2025. Still remember to take days off. Don't stress yourself out. I also want to take some responsibility for your well-being, and I'm here to look after you. So remember to keep looking after yourself as well during the Q4. None of us do our best work when our heads are fried, okay? We do good work with clear heads. So just always remember that. That's kind of more like upper level entrepreneur, kind of general entrepreneurship advice. But yeah, just remember that one, guys, all right? Look after yourself, honestly. Now, right, let's look at some key dates. And again, guys, this presentation, it's all going to be available in the community as well. So you can go back and look at it whenever you want, or feel free to just pause, take a screenshot, write down any dates you want, whatever suits you best. Now, of course, you can see the dates on screen here. The major ones, I would say, if you're just going to focus on a few, and this is what I said before, don't get too caught up in chasing every single one. I'd advise maybe just picking 2 or 3 here that you really want to focus on. For me, personally, Halloween. I'm already well in the process of Halloween products now. Halloween's going to be important. The Black Friday weekend, okay, we're not designing products specifically for the Black Friday weekend, but it's a pretty major landmark. Obviously, Christmas. So Halloween and Christmas are my main 2 I'm focusing on. I'm actually not personally focusing on any of the others, but as I said, don't just choose a few to target, okay? Don't go crazy, guys. But yeah, anyway, this is all here for you. Christmas Day as well. Take time off, guys, all right? Spend time with your friends, spend time with your family. To me, personally, Christmas is not a day to be working if you celebrate Christmas. So let's start talking now about a little bit of shop setup, shall we? So when it comes to shipping, guys, all right, it may be worth just giving yourself a +1 day in your production times. This is going to only apply to print on demand and handmade sellers, of course. Digital product sellers, you don't need to worry about shipping. Just might be worth it. Okay, you will notice yourself that a lot of the print on demand sellers, especially like a lot of the Printify suppliers, which I use personally, I noticed it myself last Q4. Sometimes production days could go into like 5 days production, 4 days production. That's not unheard of. Might be worth just giving yourself +1 on the production timescale on your Etsy shipping profile. If you do the automatic shipping profiles directly from Printify, again, you don't need to worry about this too much. Now, sales. This is a good little sales tip here, okay, guys? In September, put on a bit of a bigger sell than what you usually do, all right? So say that normally you'd put on like a 20% sell, for example. September, whack on a 25% sell. The important thing is here, guys, and I don't want you to get caught up in this, okay? Yeah, okay, 5% less profit for us, but the momentum that could bring with it, we want to maximize the sales, is what I'm trying to say. We want to maximize the sales in August and in September, going into October, November, December, as much as we possibly can, okay? We want to be as best prepared and we want to be starting Q4 as high up in the rankings as we possibly can. So maximizing sales in September, this is only going to go in our favor. Now, appearance, guys, okay? This is a fun one. Enjoy this one. Could be a good time around about now, August, September, depending on when you're watching this. Look at refreshing a few of your shop visuals. This includes the banner, the logo, even, guys, some of the infographics on your shop, okay, on your listings. So I know a lot of us, like, we tend to just put a banner up, put a logo up, do our infographics and kind of just set it and forget it. I personally like to spend 1 day every year before I go into Q4, just doing a little review of the shop, making it look a bit more pretty, okay? As a seller, you're going to learn stuff throughout the year. You're going to learn different ways of presentation. For example, you're going to start seeing other Etsy shops that you start saying, oh, I like that banner. Oh, I like the way that they've done their logo. I like the colors they use there. So we're always going to have ideas, guys. Could be a good time to really level our shop up going into Q4. I'll leave that one to you. Not essential. Could give you that extra boost if you make it look that little bit more aesthetic. Reviews, guys. Again, we're going to cover reviews at the end of this session, but just a nice, good little one here, guys. Message all customers who have ordered from you in the last 2 months, asking them for reviews, and just try and farm as many reviews as possible before you go into Q4. It's only going to help your rank. I'll cover reviews in more detail and how to farm as many reviews as possible a little bit later on in the session. Now, listing strategy, guys, okay? Listing strategy, this is going to be very, very, very important for you, okay? So you want to be looking to create your seasonal product lines. So this is Christmas products, for example, Halloween products, at least 2 to 3 months before the holiday event. Digital product shops, give yourself 1 extra month, because obviously crafters, they need the designs to be able to craft the physical products that need to be ready 2 or 3 months before. So digital products, 3 to 4 months prior, that's probably a good time to start listing your seasonal designs. Now, again, when it comes to listing strategy, guys, could be a good time to consider introducing at least 1 new product type to your shop. If you're a beginner and you're just starting out, I'd still say just stick to one or 2 product types maximum. Don't overcomplicate it for yourself. If you're a little bit more experienced on Etsy, could be a good time to just consider adding at least 1 new product type for the Q4 period. At the very least, just to make things more fun for you. And a best case scenario, you could start listing products and they could start taking off, and you could have a whole new strand of sales for your shop that could be very impressive for you. So let's carry on moving on. What I recommend in general, guys, okay, this is going to be the biggest difference maker for you. Put the work in during August and September, and you will get the reviews in October, November, and December. You really want to use this time, guys, to maximize your catalog, okay? And I know that we've all got different schedules. And I know it's, for example, in England, it's summer now in August and it's nice and sunny out, and all we want to do is sunbathe all day because we never get any sun. But put in that bit of work in now in August and September will pay you dividends. So what I like to do, guys, and what I would probably recommend you do, set yourself a listing goal and try your very best to stick to it, okay? If there's ever going to be a time to work hard in your business, it's going to be now. Try and list as consistently as you possibly can. For me, you can see this is from my shop here, my mug print on demand shop. Personally, I'm at 301 listings now. My aim is to get to 400 by the end of September, and I am going to do it. So yeah, set yourself a goal, guys, and just try your best to stick to it as much as you possibly can. And again, when we talk about our listings, consider to start adding in some seasonal keywords to help your SEO rank, okay? I've got a little list on screen here of some of the best ones. You've got the standard ones, Christmas gifts, Halloween gifts, season gifts. So, you know, insert season here, whatever season it is. Xmas, family Christmas gifts is a really good one, especially if you do something like, I don't know, personalized mugs or something like that when somebody could buy for their whole family. That's a great one. And again, feel free to pause, guys. You know the score. Use some of these if you want. But again, just do your own research with the SEO. Look into some seasonal keywords and just focus on introducing a few of them into your listings. Now, this is a bit more of a top tier tip, okay? Maybe for more of the serious sellers, I guess. Invest a little bit of money, guys. I'd recommend in some seasonal mock-ups, okay? You see the two I've got on screen here. This is what I'm talking about. If you're selling Christmas jumpers, use a Christmas mock-up. Christmas mugs, use a Christmas mock-up. I've actually got some seasonal mug mock-ups coming out soon, PSDs. I've said it in the community already. I'll share everything to you guys. I'll make them all completely for free for you. But yeah, just something to consider. For me, I am gonna be using seasonal mock-ups for my seasonal products. You do get a better conversion rate on them. As I said, I'm talking from my years of experience here. Something to consider for yourself. In my opinion, worth the investment. So let's move on now. Again, another thing you could add into your listings, guys, personalization options. These are going to be massive in Q4. Just like the two examples I've got here, okay? Anything personalized works perfectly for gifts. What does everybody want to buy in Q4? Everybody wants to buy gifts. Pretty self-explanatory, guys. If you want to go down a personalized route for print on demand, Hello Custom, they're brilliant. I predominantly sell personalized mugs. I could not do my business without Hello Custom because there's no way I'd be able to fulfill all the orders manually, making the design and changing the name each time manually. If you want to do custom products, I'd recommend it. Good little one to look into. So another good one here, guys. Look at creating a bit of seasonal urgency, okay? And what I mean by this is you could consider adding some terms in, say, your banner or in your like listing images or even in just your listing description. Add some terms like limited stock for Halloween, for example, or order before the 10th of December for guaranteed Christmas delivery. These sorts of terms, they're subtle, okay? They probably won't make you hundreds of extra sales, but they will catch a few shoppers that are just on the fence, okay? You know, standard, this is just very standard sales tactics. All the big players anywhere do it, to be honest. Something to consider again. It is going to be worth it. All these little things do add up. This is something I'm personally doing myself as well, and I do recommend it, guys. So let's keep moving on. This is an interesting one here, guys, okay? So I do recommend this. Don't remove evergreen listings before Q4 just because they're not specifically seasonal, okay? And again, that goes with removing them from ads as well. People don't just buy Christmas mugs for Christmas, okay? For if you're selling mugs, they buy all sorts of mugs to give as gifts. So just like the example I've got here that I've got circled, you can see there's a horse mug here. These are just a few renewals of listings that renewed today automatically. You can see they've not done very well at all. None of them have even got above 5 sales, apart from the guinea pig one at the end. But you see the 3 white mugs here, poor performers. The horse one has had 4 renewals and no sales. That's going straight out today. That's not even going to get to see a Q4. I don't know how it slipped through my grasp, but it did. So that's gone. The other 2, 3 renewals and 1 sale, 7 renewals and 4 sales. It's pretty terrible stats, to be honest. But I am going to leave them both up for the Q4 just because they might make the odd sell. If they don't, they're out the door as well. So let's move on, guys. Now, SEO ads. Increase spending, okay? Again, I'm not going to tell you to spend more money, okay? So use your own guidance on this as well, right? If you've got the budget for it, even if it's just a few extra dollars, I recommend to increase your spending a little bit just going into Q4. Again, it's a term I'm going to keep saying a lot. Momentum. The more momentum you can get going into Q4, the better it's going to be for you. The higher that you can have your shop going into Q4 in terms of rank, the better it's going to be when conversion rates go up and skyrocket. Again, just like the example I'm showing you here on screen of my stats from last year for my conversion rates. I know we don't all like talking about it. If we sell products online, we're going to get bad reviews. It's going to happen, guys. But it's very crucial to stay on top of our customer service. Okay. Now, you're going to start getting a lot of messages during Q4. It's going to happen. People saying, where's my order? How does this work? How does that work? Can I do this? Can I do that? You're going to get it all. Okay. Now, one thing you can do to make life easier is you can actually set up automatic quick replies that you can basically just click a button and it automatically sends a pre-written out response for you. So you can do that, guys, by going to your messages, clicking on the view all/edit button. And then, so this is the quick replies manager. Then you can just go on quick reply under add new up here. And you can basically just type out any custom message, and then you can use that in the future time and time again as a quick reply, and you don't have to keep writing out the same message if you keep getting a lot of the same messages coming through. So that's a great little tip, guys. We don't want to be messaging customers all day. Now, I touched on it at the start, but increasing reviews going into Q4 is going to be very important, right? Like I said, if we can message every customer, hopefully it should only take a few hours or even an hour. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. But message every customer who's bought a product from you in the last 2 months and just ask them for a review. I'll leave this up on screen here. This is the template message which I personally use. Feel free to pause it. Feel free to take it if you want. Like I said, again, you're going to get access to this presentation. I'll leave it in the training for you so you can copy and paste if you want. But yeah, again, takes a bit of effort, guys. It does. I'm not going to lie, but it is important to do and it will help your shop. Now, again, customer service, guys. Like I touched on it in the last slide, you're going to get bad reviews every now and then. Don't get consumed by them. If you haven't had a 1-star review yet and you're selling products to the general public, it's going to come at some point. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. If you get a bad review, okay, don't panic. The most important thing is you do not publicly respond to the customer straight away. Message the customer first. Do everything that you can to find a resolution. And if there is no resolution that you can find with the customer, which again might be the case, guys, you can sometimes even offer a full refund. And some people out there just still say, no, I'm going to leave my review up. The public need to know. We've all had it before, okay? Once you publicly respond to a review, the customer cannot change it after that. So yeah, like I said, do everything you can to sort it out with them privately. If they're not budging, do your best and implement some damage control by responding to them publicly. But to be honest, guys, Etsy's very good with 1-star reviews. You'll notice when you go on shops, they never put 1-star reviews at the top. It's always automatically sorted by relevant reviews rather than recent. So you could get a 1-star review today and it might only show up on the third page of your reviews. So don't worry too much, guys. 1-star reviews, they're not great, but they're not going to kill your shop. Unless it's your only review, then it might not look too good. So I hope that's given you some good information there, guys. Like I said, Q4, it doesn't have to be complicated, but you'll see here we did cover quite a lot today, and there is a lot of things you can do to massively increase your chances of having a very successful Q4. I think one thing I maybe didn't touch on as much is just getting your images looking as perfect as you possibly can. Getting your click-through rates as high as you possibly can, okay? That's going to be very important. You really want to stand out in Q4. You really want to stand out as much as possible. Now go and smash Q4, guys. I wish you the very best of luck. Let's all see this success together. Take care.